All right, Tim, now let's go to the defensive side of the
Yes.
ball. I mean, give me your key to the Bears defense here. What do they got to do?
Can we just talk about how Aaron Rodgers has just pooped on the Bears the past since he came here? I just want to give some stats, like you gave some stats too.
Yeah, that's actually putting it very kindly.
Very
He
kindly. He
yeah, he's run us over with his
tractor.
he's run us over. Yeah, I mean, let's call it what it is. He's
He
killed
just
us.
stuffed a bunch of cheese in us. I mean,
Yeah.
just nasty. All
Yes.
right. So he's 20-5 against the Bears. One of those matchups, Jay McClellan jacked up his shoulder, so he didn't even really play that game.
Okay.
Number two, when he has a 100+ passer rating against the Bears, he's 11-0. He's had a 100+ passing rating all season, pretty much. In the 25 games he's played Chicago, he has a passer rating of 103.5. On that, he has 51 touchdowns total and 10 interceptions against the Bears. And he had a little nice quote, son, said, well, we're just, what did he say? We're just little Green Bay against big Chicago, right? He said something like that. He's just like, oh, this guy understands NFL history. He's a history buff. This dude loves shoving this shit in the Bears' face. He
Yes, he does.
loves getting under Bears fans' skins because I think he actually really likes Chicago and might actually want to come here later in his career to shove it to Green Bay. But
Would love that.
he loves beating us, especially in big games. This dude wants to go. And so the key to the game, and everybody's talking about this, what kind of pressure can we put on Aaron Rodgers? Dude, so the Bears pass rush really concerns me. Number one, in the last game against an immovable quarterback, Mike Glennon, statue Mike Glennon, one sack.
Giraffe Mike Glennon.
Giraffe Mike Glennon. One sack. One snack. No, one sack and two hurries. I think maybe that was just them playing vanilla. Maybe. But they only had 3 sacks against the Vikings, 2 sacks when they played Detroit, and Detroit murdered us. And then they did have the outlier of 7 sacks versus the Texans. So they're not getting a ton of pressure. And, dude, they need pressure because you think about it. When the Packers lost to the Bucks got 5 sacks and 13 quarterback hits. They made him uncomfortable all game. When a couple other teams did this year, not the Colts and the Vikings, surprisingly, but remember last year when they got whooped by the 49ers a couple times? They were in his face all game. Those were the blowouts happen. We need to get in his face. We need to get in the backfield. Dude, we can't. Do you ever want to see Robert Quinn in coverage again?
No.
Dude, no. And when they only rush 3, they give Rodgers 6 seconds. Dude, you can't, like I could throw the ball in 6 seconds somewhere and make a play. No, I can't, but you probably can. And anybody can. They just gave him too much time, and the quarterback that great. You have to just, what's his name? Pagano said, we need to empty the chamber against him. So let's
chamber. He's been firing blanks all year. What are you talking about?
Blanks. So I mean, we got to take pressure. We got to get some pressure. And dude, that's so important because the Packers have been awesome in the run game. So on the other end, we need to stop the run. So my keys are stop the run and get pressure. Because the fact is, they're averaging like 183 yards on the ground the past couple games. I mean, they're rushing through every freaking hole. And what happens, dude, is when they're rushing like that, it's putting the linebackers on guard. The linebackers are all of a sudden overplaying things. And then the safeties are coming up, and then they're getting beat deep. So if Akeem Hicks, so he's back, and I know I'm ADD. Akeem Hicks is back because it's huge because he's had 48 pressures on the season. So if Akeem Hicks can at least get some pressure, at least to stop a couple runs, that's huge. Because if they keep running the ball, if they're running for 200 yards against us, dude, that's going to affect our whole defense, and then Rodgers is going to pick us apart.
Yeah.
So it's so important that both of these things, at least we do decently. So,
Mhm.
what's your key? I know that was a lot, but it's just our defense is the key to the game. I mean, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting when you talk about getting pressure on Aaron Rodgers. The Packers are missing David Bakhtiari for this game,
Yeah.
and that's a huge blow for them. Now, with that said, Bakhtiari has missed 3 games for the Packers, weeks
Yep.
7 through 9, against Houston, Minnesota, and San Francisco. By the way, that San Francisco game almost should not even count because that game
Right.
they were without Jimmy Garoppolo,
Mhm.
Mostert, Jeff Wilson, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel. I mean, that's are you even fielding a team at that point? Imagine
Exactly.
imagine if the Bears were playing the Packers this weekend without Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, Devontae Adams, Marcus Valdez-Scantling, and Robert Tonyan. It'd be a completely different Packers team, and we
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
So look, whatever. The point is that the Packers still did what they were supposed to that game. They creamed San Francisco.
Yeah.
Sandwiched in between that game is a loss against Minnesota. Is that loss against Minnesota that we talked about?
Yeah.
But definitely when Bakhtiari went out, this Billy Tucker came in and played left tackle and actually did pretty good for them.
Yeah.
So just because Bakhtiari is out does not necessarily mean that the Bears are going to just tee off on Aaron Rodgers. They're going to have to bring it. And I tell you what, if I see Khalil Mack or Robert Quinn dropping into coverage again, for our next podcast, Tim, I might just hold up a sign saying "Fire Chuck Pagano."
I'm ready to do it. Let me write it down.
Because that
keep going.
I am sick of seeing that. But anyway, sorry, I go off. I want to talk about 2 things that I think the Bears absolutely need to do on defense to stop Green Bay. Number 1, they've got to stop them on 3rd down. The Bears have the 6th best 3rd down rate. Yes. Fire.
I got him.
You know what?
Stinky old ass.
Yes. So the Bears are 6th in 3rd down defense, 37%. The Packers, on the other hand, is 3rd in 3rd downs at almost 50%. They're at 49%. So one of the keys to this game and getting Aaron Rodgers off the field is they've got to be able to stop him on 3rd down. Sometimes that might not be enough because, as we know, nowadays in modern football, you're seeing a whole lot more teams going for it on 4th down.
Yep.
So they also have to stop them on 4th.
They were 3 for 3 last game against us.
Yes. So you're going to see. So they're going to have to get stops, and also included in 3rd downs because we have to talk about the red zone because there's also 3rd downs in the red zone, and the Bears have the 2nd best red zone defense at 51%. However, the Packers have the best red zone offense at 79%. Best in the NFL, Tim. Tim, if we want to keep the scores low for Green Bay, we have to stop them on 3rd down, especially in the red zone, and try to hold them to field goals.
So we can't drop Quinn. We can't drop Quinn in the coverage again in the red zone.
Oh, for gosh sakes! Do you remember that touchdown to Devontae Adams where Quinn looked around? He looked around so much he was dizzy. He looked himself dizzy on the field. Meanwhile, Devontae Adams is wide open in the end zone. We can't do that. And if we see this again, Tim, I mean, good grief! I think the pitchforks have to come up for Chuck Pagano at that point.
Oh yeah,
it's been the most frustrating year watching this Bears defense and watching that D-line drop into coverage like that. I mean, you paid Quinn that money. Max got that money. What did you pay him for? To get to the freaking quarterback.
Yeah.
So get to the quarterback.
Well, we need to blitz. We need to blitz, but we need to be smart about the blitz because Rodgers knows how to beat the blitz, right? So we need to send 5. We need to be smart. We need to have some stunts and we have to play like the first 5 weeks of the season on defense. They need to be inspired, dude.
We have 1,000 different emotions about this. Our heads. I know my head's telling me one thing. My heart's telling me another.
My gut's telling me another.
Yes, there's so many thoughts that I have right now going into this game, and it's so it's normal for you when you talk about
I'm trying
having
to
being
stay like
scatterbrained.
calm with all these freaking stats, bro. But like, I can't handle this shit. And I'm swearing. Sorry, YouTube. I can't handle this, bro. I just can't. It's Friday. I'm waiting for this Bears game. I can't deal with this. Like, because
I know.
I know it's not good. I
Hmm.
know. Like, if we just look at this, I know. So, and I want to bring up one thing before we get into picks. In their 3 losses, um, against the Bucks forced 2 interceptions. Against the Colts, they forced 4 total turnovers. So turnovers are going to be such a key.
They are,
So,
but typically the
and
Packers
that's
don't
the
beat
Bears'
themselves that
magic.
way. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, but typically they don't beat themselves that way, Tim. Typically, that's one of the reasons why we didn't talk about turnovers, except on our end, because we know that there's a very good chance that
Yeah.
Green Bay won't commit any.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get Rodgers to intercept. It's very hard to intercept Rodgers if you haven't noticed in the last 15 years or whatever. It's hard to intercept him. How many times do you see Green Bay fumble the ball? They just don't turn it over, Tim. So the Bears are the team that has to play mistake free.
So the mistake we need to make is injure Aaron Rodgers.
sometimes that didn't even help. You remember
Nope.
the first game in 2018 when Rodgers got carted off the field and we thought that we were going to coast through this game, and then he comes back in the third quarter and does what he does, 24-23.
Nightmares, bro.
Dude,
Just stop.
yeah, as a Bears fan, dude, you know this, man. We are we're cursed
We
when
are
it comes to
trauma
Aaron Rodgers.
victims. We are
Yes.
trauma victims. We have survived trauma.
Yes.
So
I'm
who
sorry,
gets
go
the
ahead,
advantage?
finish
Who
with
gets
your-
the advantage?
Okay, who has the edge here between the Packers offense and the Bears defense? Look, as much as I love the Bears defense and they're playing good, they played great all season, but they haven't been that great as of late. You got to give the edge to the Packers offense. You have to. What
Yep.
do you think, Tim?
Is it a question? The Packers if the
I
Packers
guess it
offense
was.
is here, the Bears defense is like here, and then there's bottom of the NFL there. Here, it's like this. Here, the Bears offense versus Packers defense is like here. It's like there. So
Yeah, like you said before, the Bears have to get back to playing the way they did the first half of the year. They
Yep.
have to if they want to give themselves any chance to win this game. And hopefully, like you said, many of the games at Soldier Field
one
come
score,
down
yeah.
to one score. So
But they're 0-5 in Week 17 games against the Packers. So all right. So predictions.
okay,
Hassan, you're
you
going
go
first. I went first the last 2 times, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say the third time's the charm, Tim.
Damn it,
Okay.
son.
Okay, so with Bakhtiari
With
in
the first
lineup,
pick.
yes. See, because here's the thing, and you know this, your brain thinks one thing about the outcome of this game, but your gut
And my
hopes
heart.
for one outcome. So here's what I'm gonna say. Originally, I had a 30-23 victory for Green Bay. Okay, so I had 30-23 victory for Green Bay. With Bakhtiari out, I'm going to pick a 26-23 game for the Bears.
No!
This one, 26-23.
No!
This is what I'm gonna say it right now. 26-23 Bears. Look, okay, that's my gut. That's my gut telling my brain to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
I don't care. Look, I know that there's a good chance that the Bears, I would say 9 out of 10 times, maybe 8 out of 10 times, Packers win this game. I'm really hanging on that the Bears are trending upward. They're trending upward and playing Green Bay.
Yeah.
I want to see them ride this momentum. There's lots of jobs on the line, if you ask me. So much at stake for these Bears.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the Bears come out, dig in, get stuck in, win the war win the trench battle. I'm saying they're going to win 26-23, Tim.
Any turnovers? Any significant stats you want to give me? Any thoughts? Like what happened specifically?
Tim, we gave all the stats. Tim, are you talking about like stats about
what's
happens
gonna
in the
happen?
game?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I believe
I'm like holding a water bottle like Mitch Trubisky.
I think that David Montgomery is not going to rush for 100 yards. He might get anywhere between 90 to 100 yards and get a touchdown. I think Mitch is going to probably throw for 2 touchdowns, and let's say 2 touchdowns, and maybe complete about 60% of his passes. I think we're going to get a very efficient Mitch this time around. So I say 26-23, man. How about you?
There's too many thoughts. Like, how is this going to happen? What's going to happen? I know one thing. Aaron Rodgers wants home field. He wants an MVP. He wants to pee on. I'm using pee and poop a lot. Maybe because my daughter talks about pee and poop too much. Anyway, just like age 7. Like,
dude, we've got kids, man.
We got kids.
Up pee and poop all the time.
So I mean, he loves to go against the Bears. He loves our stadium. He wants nothing more to shove it to us to not make the playoffs. All right, so we talked about keys. Guys, please listen to our other videos. But Bears got to start off quick. Bears can't fall behind 14-0, 17-0. Otherwise, we're done. Like, okay. This game needs to be like the Minnesota game where they score, we score. They score, we score. We stop, they stop. We just need to come back. We need to counteract. We need to
how does this game go, Tim?
All right.
How does this game go? Tell me. How does this game go? All that talk we did already, Tim. How does this game go?
All right. The Bears are going to be down 29-21 with 2 minutes left. Mitch Trubisky's going to have the ball with 1 timeout at the 35 because we sacked for the second time all game, Rodgers. Mitch Trubisky's going to drive down the field, get Montgomery on a couple short passes. Montgomery's going to run 30 yards on one of them. He's going to get Robinson down to the 5 with the over-the-shoulder catch. Then he's going to run it in with 30 seconds left. 29-27. At that point, he's going to go in shotgun to get the 2-point conversion, and he's going to be sacked. And we're going to lose 29-27.
29-27.
27. And then the Cardinals are going to beat the Rams, and we're going to be we're not going to the playoffs.
Okay.
Last year, this time, I would have never, ever, but I have been hurt by the Bears.